Well, howdy y'all, this here's a handy redneck coming at you. Starting our day off with a cup of coffee. We opened up the plastic on the gardens so they don't get too hot today. It's already around 11 o'clock in the morning and we up around 60 degrees, so it might be a warm one today, but that's okay. So we're gonna review what we done and what we got to do yet. I like to draw my stuff out. I don't always get it exactly the same as my drawings, but I like to draw it out. That way I can come along and I done this, I done that, and I got this to do. The G1 garden is what we're calling it. Is planted from here back with tomatoes, onions, and cabbage. We still got the Molokai sweet potatoes to go, some celery, and the sweet peppers to go. But we'll hold off on those for another couple weeks. For one, the Molokai purple sweet potatoes ain't arrived yet. And for another, the sweet peppers, as you can see here, yeah, they got some real leaves on them, but I want them to get a little bit bigger before we transplant them out. So, and the wind done helped us. So the G2 garden is completely planted out with everything that we said we was going to have in it. We got the kale planted out in it. We got the Brussels sprouts planted in it. We got the carrots planted in it. We got the quinoa and the golden amaranth all planted in it, and we got the turnips planted in it. So G2 got fully planted, and we'll make a note here. Fully planted on, let's see, when did we do that? That would be the 21st of March, 2019. So that one's completely done. It's tinted over with the plastic. We just come out daily and open the plastic so it don't get too hot. And then at night we put the plastic back up so it don't get too cold. Here we are with our G3. We planted the amaranth, the Chinese spinach amaranth. We planted the buckwheat right here. That's in. We got both the Cylindra and Golden Detroit beets are in. I think today we're going to take a look at this here center area and see about getting the okra put in. So we'll do about 18 okras. We still got to go the butternut squash. It's up, it's sprouted, it's waiting to go in. I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit warmer out because I'm getting tired of tinting and untinting. We got the atomic grape tomatoes to go in. We're only going to go with a couple of them out there. Probably, this says 8, but we'll probably do like 3 or 4, probably 3 out here in the garden. And then we'll take most of these other ones and do them in buckets, or we'll give them to friends to grow. So we got those to go, and we got another patch of celery to go. Continuing on, in the smaller G5 garden, we got the corn planted. We're waiting for it to actually come up before we even consider planting the beans or the zucchini. And the thing is we want that corn to come up and get a head start, so when we plant the beans have something to climb. And then we want the beans to start climbing the corn before we put the zucchini in, because we don't want the zucchini to be choked off by the runners on the beans. So, you know, it's a progressive thing. We got the small little oval shaped, round shaped G4 garden that's going to have sunflowers and beans in it. We're waiting on that because I need a lot more dirt, so I'm waiting for my delivery of topsoil to come in so we can fill that up, and then we'll get the sunflower planted, and then again we'll give the sunflower a chance to sprout before we put in beans. The beans that we're planting are asparagus pole beans. The beans themselves get 18 to 20 inches long. You know, they'll be skinny green beans is all they is, but when you pick one bean and it's 20 inches long and then you snap it down, you can get a whole pot of green beans cooked from 2 or 3 beans. So we get a lot of bang for our buck. Now, the thing I did not do, as you can probably gather, is I did not in any way, shape, or form draw out or figure out what to do with these beds, these balcony box, container box flower beds. And that's because, well, when I was planting the garden, I wasn't sure yet. So, you know, I did plant the peas over in this one over here. I know they've sprouted, they just haven't made it up through the earth yet. And I know that because I keep digging one up and looking at it. Because I can't wait, but I need to wait. And then y'all saw us plant the other one yesterday on the 22nd. You saw us do, what was it? We did chamomile and echinacea in with some overwintered parsley. So today we're going to work on this one. We prepped it yesterday and put in new loose soil. And then right down the center here you saw us plant in some onions. So today we're going to go in, we're going to take out just a little bit of dirt from each side. Make sure it's still loose. And we're going to do thyme and marjoram. We got 6 of each. Well, I say 6 of each. There's more than 6 plants, but we got 6 little seed starter pouches things that we'll be using. And I need my knife, so I'll be right back. You just sit here listening to the birds for a minute. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I got my knife. We'll take out just a little bit more. So what we got here is thyme and marjoram that we started on the 12th of March, or 12th of February. These 6 over here are thyme, these 6 over here are marjoram, and we'll just pull them out, chop up the blocks they're in, and get them ready to plant. So we got a hawk out here. I could hear it screeching. I don't know why, but every time I come across it, this here herb thyme, especially when I find it in those bottles in the grocery store, that old Jim Croce song comes to mind. If I could save time in a bottle. If I could save time in a bottle. And if you look, you'll see they're big enough. They've sent roots out the bottom of these things. So they look small up here, but they got a pretty well developed root system. So we'll just continue on with that. And it ain't that hard, like I say. We just get them separated here, and then we'll get them planted, and then we'll get them watered in. I think the second video we're going to do today is a quick one on planting out the okra. So I'm trying to bring y'all at least 1-2 videos a day, but I'm running out of stuff to plant. But that's a good and a bad thing, for the simple fact that once it's planted, tending to it's real easy, and then you get a chance to relax a little bit. And I'm pretty sure nature and man learning how to farm planned all that, because once harvest comes, like planting, it's a hectic, stressful time, but throughout the year you get 2 chances of rest, after or before, however you want to look at it, intense times of effort. So, you know, in the spring, everything's in a hurry to get growing, and we get it growing and everything, and then we get summer, and summer is warm, oftentimes a little too warm, so we take a break, maybe take a siesta, nap in the middle of the day to get away from the warm. Then we come into fall, and everything's in a hurry to get the fruit and the veggies and get fat for winter, because winter is a forced time of you ain't doing jack squat. Because in a lot of places, when winter comes, you get snowed in. Or it just gets too unbearable. Even if you don't get the cold, you get, or the snow, you get the cold. And the cold is often so unbearably cold that all you can do is stay inside and attempt to keep warm. So, and trust me, I currently live in north central Arkansas, but I've lived and gardened in both Montana and Wyoming. I know it gets awful dang cold up there. So it ain't like I'm pulling a politician and talking out my butt saying, I know. I'm saying I know because I was actually there. I was in Wyoming from 96 to 2002. Then I was in Montana from 2012 to 2015. And then I retired. Obviously, you're wondering how I retired at such a young age. Well, I retired from the military. And I keep telling a bunch of my military friends and those who follow me, you can do it too. One of the keys to retiring is finding a place where your retirement meets your needs. Well, I grew up in north central Arkansas. We was considered poor back then, but I grew up in a 3-room brick house. And in that area, it was bought for $30,000. At that time, it was considered part of the poor people's area. My mother worked multiple jobs, well, not at the same time that I know of, but she did work multiple different jobs, ensuring that us kids had a roof over our heads. And so I moved back here because I knew that this area was cheap enough to live off my retirement, so I could get out and garden more and worry less. As yes, I was military. No, I did not see combat action, but the military does stress a person regardless. You know, just the lifestyle of the military oftentimes is stressful. So here we go. We got the thyme and the marjoram all planted up. We get it watered in and we call it good. I thank you all for hanging out and letting me talk at you. It's a handy redneck. I'll see you later.